live. All right. So I thought I'd just show you guys some stuff we got in. One of the things I got in is I got a Death Stranding collector's edition, if anybody's seen one of these. So, does have a baby in it. I did put some batteries in here so you can see that it lights up. But yeah, an interesting looking game. Collector's edition is complete with the game in the steel book as well as the tape and this little guy here, the minifigure. Take you around the store real quick, show you a few more things. So, what else do we got? So I put out some Star Wars stuff as far as like some carded and some Black Series. We've got a lot of Doctor Who DVDs. These are buy one get one $1 on all of our movies right now, so keep that in mind if anybody's looking for some Doctor Who, some Nickelodeon stuff. Here's a signed figure signed by Tom Moore. He's the comic creator of Walking Dead. A couple of vintage TMNT collector cases. Also, let's see, we got in a decent amount of Blu-rays. I put them out. I actually made a section of new arrival Blu-rays. And again, these are still buy one get one for $1 on the Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs. So if you guys want to take a look, there's just some new ones I put out. Got in Godzilla on 4K. I hear that it really looks like a lot of fish in 4K too. Let's see. Put out some vintage Star Wars figures here and there. I think I put out a couple of Darth Vaders. So let me think. What else did I put out today? I put out a couple of Ninja Turtles too. Let's see here. A couple different Ninja Turtle figures. I put out a Merdude, robotic foot soldier. Those are kind of difficult to find. Rhino Man. Another thing I wanted to do, which I think might be interesting, is show you Tom, first of all.
What?
Tom likes to run away, but... So, I want to talk about sealed games. Specifically, I'm going to talk about sealed 64 games. So, every now and then you might come across a game that you think is sealed. I'm going to show you some ways of knowing if it is sealed. This hang tag is kind of a sign that it could be a real legit copy. Because of that, I'm not going to open this one. This one here has what's commonly referred to as an H seam. So it's got a seam at the top, a seam at the bottom, and then one going down the middle. That is actually a good sign. A lot of the time you see something like that, it's going to be a real seal. So now here's a couple here that are a little more suspicious. This one, the reason why I think this one's suspicious, first of all, there's no H seam. There is a Y, like, you know, there's a seam going this way, no seam here. But it's really smooth seal in kind of a concave box. So that one's definitely suspicious. Maybe not as suspicious as other ones. Also, these little perforations here, those are factory. This does not have any perforations, so that makes it a little suspicious. This one here is definitely suspicious, mainly because the actual wrapping itself is very brittle sounding, so it's a cheaper wrap. It definitely doesn't look factory sealed. It's very rough. It has about the same seal as this guy, but again, probably not a real seal. And because of that, we're going to open this one and see what's inside of it. Another one here is Forsaken. Another one is a little suspicious. It's actually sun faded on one side too. This one, again, no perforations, doesn't have an H seam down the middle on the back. You know, so suspicious. Anyway, for sure, this guy right here is looking like it's not a real seal. I think it used to have an old game sticker on here too. So we're going to actually crack this one open and see what's inside. Just make sure that what's in there should be in there, which is the game. Not that this is an expensive game or anything, but, you know, and again, like the sound of this wrap is not. That's not the way it's supposed to sound. It should be a much softer sounding, not crinkly sounding wrap. All right, so we're going to see if this is the deal. Oh, thanks. We do sell these masks. We actually got them from Retro Go-Go if anybody's interested. So on the inside, it actually looks pretty good. Obviously, it's in good shape, but you know, I still don't think this was a sealed one. Now, it was in good shape, but the reason I don't think it was sealed, the label itself, it's probably not going to come through on camera, but it has some minor wear. Just like, you have to look at it pretty hard, but something like this coming right out the box should have a just a clean label. Also, this part looks like it had some tape on it at one point. The tape is not taped, so it's been opened. But yeah, other than that, it looks good. I mean, the inside of the box looks okay. To me, this is just a really good condition game. I wouldn't call it a sealed game. I wouldn't call it a new game. Obviously, it's got everything that it should have in there, but it's not. It wouldn't be something that I would classify as new and sealed. So, this one, I mean, this one is one that I'm still like very suspicious of. So what I'm going to do real fast before I decide to open this is I'm going to look it up and see if this is something that is commonly sealed with that H seam in it. That way we'll be a little more, you know, sure that that's not the right seal on it. And I think it's important you open things that you think are not factory sealed, because you don't know what's inside of them. There could be, you know, a couple of blocks in there. I don't know what's in there. So let's take a look here. I'm just going to find a picture of one that we know is brand new and sealed. Of course, that's proving hard. So, and I want to be 100% sure. I don't want to open a game that I think is sealed. So, and I would advise against such things. And I would advise against opening things you think are legitimately sealed as much as I would advise against you know, leaving one sealed that you think isn't. So anyway, yeah, so unfortunately I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure this one out. The other one that I said was also suspicious is the Forsaken 64. Yes, we are open. We're open Monday through Saturday. We're open 10 to 5 to the public, so if anybody's interested. I'm just gonna double check one more time for this just to see. I don't see any new ones, so. Hey, how you doing?
How are you, man? Yeah, pretty good. I want to see if you got those any original NES systems. Yeah.
Tom's gonna help him out. So there is somebody who's got one of these Top Gears. It's a graded one, but we're gonna check and see. And yeah, it does have an H seam. So I think we're gonna open it. Now.
It's not gonna work on any kind of flat screen, HD, nothing like that. It's just totally different thing.
I mean, it's definitely, it's giving me like vibes, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff in the basement. All plastic systems and.
I don't know who's watching me, but tell me if I should open this.
Do you need a copy of .com?
I actually got one.
I'm pretty sure it's not sealed. Like, again,
do you have like
you see how concave it is.
Or two, you know?
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
How much do they go for?
I think $24.99 for 2.
I can't do it. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna do a little more research on that. This is the other one that was suspicious.
I'll get the system and give it a go for right now.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Sure.
Hey, how you doing? Doing all right? I'm just gonna move myself over here for you. Next suspicious one.
And if I got any trouble, I can bring it back, right?
Oh yeah, we guarantee all that stuff. So
Okay.
any trouble, bring it back with the receipt, and we'll take care of it. Guy's picking up an NES, original Nintendo. He's gonna play some Duck Hunt.
Give me the orange one. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you don't wanna wield this guy. This thing is, you know. What other guns I got here?
Yeah, you
And a justifier. Oh, here you go. This is a Sega.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There's a pink one that you could piggyback off that guy.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah,
Play some Lethal Enforcers. Somebody says he wants to see it open. I think that the two that are suspicious are going to get opened. I think this one is already opening itself. I can't help it. It's doing it. It's doing it. This one's opening itself. All right. So Forsaken. I have Forsaken it. Okay. Again, this one is looking good. We're going to look at the actual game, though.
Thanks, man.
This one actually looks good. I think this was pretty minty. The seal wasn't mint, but the game is mint. the box is not mint. It's got a, probably can't tell, but that's not the color it's supposed to be. It's very sun faded. I'm only halfway regretting opening that. So, speaking of, man, it's hard to really get this thing back in there. All right. So if anybody wants a really good copy, Wii power cords, I definitely have Wii power cords. Definitely. Come check us out. I know I've got some in the back. There it is. See, I got to be smarter than the box. So anyway, this is a really nice copy of Forsaken 64. It has a sun-faded side, and it had a lot of rips in its seal, but not bad. What else we got here? The other suspicious one. It doesn't come through on camera, but I really think that this is not a real seal. Okay, this seal is super flat, super clean. The box is kind of creased. It's actually pressed in. Hey, you guys have a good one.
You too, guys.
So, what's this say? If you buy it, you bought it. It's true. If you buy it, you bought it. We say that around here. All right, Top Gear Rally. I did see one graded, completely unopened, had an H seam. I don't think it's a real seal. I got somebody telling me to open it up. Give me one other person other than Connor telling me to open it up. Give me one other person. Okay, we will open this thing. It'd be funny if I opened it and it was like Elmo for the 64. I mean, that would validate everything. All right, Craig says open it. That's the second person. It's happening. Hector says open it. All right, we're opening it. That's enough votes. We're gonna be very, very gentle with the box. If I can just get one of these corners, there we go. All right. I have compromised the seal. And it's getting opened. I'd love for there to be a weird game in here, too. Conker's Bad Fur Day would make my day, honestly. Okay, so maybe now that the wrap is off, you can kind of see what I was talking about. You see how it's really, like, just pressed in? The seal itself wasn't. It's almost like somebody sealed it after the fact, so... And it didn't look like a factory seal to me. So we're gonna get inside. Probably wrapped in plastic like all the other ones. Yep, it is. I mean, this one looks mint. I mean, but again, if it wasn't a real seal, and I have doubts, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like it's possibly been touched by human hands before I opened it. It has, like, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it. I'm looking at it really hard. There's like a little, like, Tom, can you verify this for me? Like a little, like a smudge or a fingerprint type thing going on there. And then on the front, do you see there's some stuff on it. Now, the Forsaken didn't look like that. The Forsaken looked clean, like somebody never touched it. This definitely looks like somebody's touched it. So I'm going to say that I mean, you can't see it. I don't know why I keep trying to show you this. But anyway, it's done and done. Game is opened. I think that it's not. I'm pretty sure that it's not. It was resealed. Is it in good shape? Of course, it's in great shape. Was it brand new? No, not from the factory. So anyway, the other two, and I'll show them to you again. I'm gonna go ahead and sell these ones sealed. So I've got 50 on this one. It's got an H seam on it. You could probably talk me down on that price. I don't think the seal looks perfect, but the seal is pretty well intact. And the other one, we'll set him up here, is Backstage Assault. I've got 25 on that. It's got a hang tag on it. That's giving me indications. So 25 on him. I believe that those are both factory sealed, and if anybody's interested in those, I have those. Actually, I do have another N64 game in the case that's kind of interesting, because I don't see it come in very often, mainly because it wasn't released in this country. Let's see here. It is called Rakuga Kids. Never heard of it. It is complete, so it has its manual. I don't think it's in the best condition, but it's certainly not in the worst condition, considering it's got everything with it. So I did also put that out, if anybody's interested in that. Let you take a look at, we got a 1988 Zelda board game and some other Zelda stuff. I just put out this Final Fantasy Creatures as well. So yeah. I mean, I think that that's kind of all I have for you guys today. It's kind of fun opening those up. I'm pretty confident that those were not a factory seal, so I think that what I did was probably for the greater good. And yeah, this one for sure, again. So I think we opened 3. Yeah, we opened Top Gear, F1, and Forsaken 64. And these are in great shape. So I will put these out for sale too. And how big's the Funko section? Let's take a look. Well, other than what I got behind the counter, which a lot of these are just new arrivals. So these go pretty far back. I've got... These are Star Wars from here and then on the other side. And then there's some anime ones over here. And there are all these. These go 3 deep. And then there's, so pretty much all that. So that is what I'm going to have for Funkos. So if anybody's looking for some Funkos, yep. That's about the section we have. So, all right. Well, this has been fun and informative. I'm pretty confident I didn't open up anything that was legit factory, but what I do have in verified are 3 complete, really good condition N64 games. I wish there were some hotter titles, but I think that what they are is, I mean, they're still in good shape. If somebody's looking for a good, sorry, I'm getting a little OCD here. If somebody's looking for a good copy of any of these games, I'm going to put these out too. So I'm glad you guys could join me. I think I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a good one.